4.
All Wigged Out is a new musical that we've been working on for about 3 years, and it's based on Marcy's cancer experience with breast cancer.
The musical follows their own journey, starting from the first mammogram to the last chemo pill nearly 6 years later.
I just started writing things down, comparing hilarious things, difficult things, how we got through challenges.
When Marcy was diagnosed with breast cancer in the summer of 2015, she would oftentimes turn to humor, even creating these images to share with others online.
They were cartoons, but they were more like tips for people going through something the same or any kind of a disease.
Just this spring, Marcy reached another major milestone, taking her last chemotherapy pill.
And it's just a different lifestyle. You know, it's a little bit different way of looking at the world.
As musicians and Grammy Award winners, they picked up their instruments, creating a musical to let others know they aren't alone.
Really feel like there's something for everyone. There's takeaways with, I think, a lot of hope and grace and gratitude.
All right, so the show is called All Wigged Out. As you saw, it was supposed to make its big debut in the summer of 2020, but like so many other things, it was delayed and postponed because of COVID. So instead, they decided to film the performance and broadcast it instead. Of course, that will involve raising money for that. So we've attached a GoFundMe page on our website, WUSA9.com. And guys, they were saying the hope is to have that air in October in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Awesome, awesome. All right, thanks so much, Nicole.